I'm saying? Like,
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Black Pew Podcast. How's everybody doing?
Blessed and highly favored. We're doing all right.
That's the route we're going
Right.
today.
Blessed and highly favored.
I know. I had a train.
Literally, right?
As soon as we
that
Hating
was
on
a
you.
different train.
Listen,
Yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
funny
That ain't the
note.
natural one.
See,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
it's out here trolling.
They're saying, what's
I know,
up?
right? I know. I've been here in the train. Like, they literally honk and like.
We out here making beats.
Right.
Bro. But then I seen somebody laying on the tracks the other day. They was
What?
like legit, like.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear about the girl that got hit by she was in the cop car. The cop
Yeah.
parked
Oh,
the-
that was trash.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I felt like I feel like they did that on purpose,
Low
How
key.
could you
and-
not do that on purpose?
and they didn't know they
who
was.
Parks on the, who park, who do you
It
know
gets in the
ever
car.
parks on a train track?
She must have did something to them.
Or too many times. It could
No,
have
there's
been
no
that too.
explanation for a cop
I was
parking
gonna say,
on the
first of
tracks.
all,
like,
ain't no
there's no
justification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Well, I'm
is-
saying
If
she-
any
like
one of
they-
us,
Hold up,
if
hold
anyone was sitting on a railroad track and the cops seen you, he would be freaking the hell out.
Yeah.
Like get your ass.
You know what? This is the thing. Nowadays, cops don't be caring at all. I've been driving in Tacoma. You be seeing people up here like there's a group of them smoking crack. It's like, and or doing meth. They don't care anymore.
I
Like
mean, you
until like there's a
literally-
body there. I
You
don't know.
literally
They care.
said Tacoma, like literally right down the street right now in
Yeah, they don't
Tacoma.
care.
They just got
It's literally
a different. They got a different type of skid row going.
Oh no!
on
Listen, right
here.
up here. The guy was this morning. I went to go get coffee, dead in the street, just like there. And it's like, and I'm like, I'm sure he was out here like smoked something good, and then
Heart exploded.
either that or like you got hit, and then people are like, I don't care, and I just keep on going.
Oh man.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like now, the only thing they care about is like the shooting after it happens, or like if you're actively kind of messing with something that's going. Like if it's like okay, right now if there's a shooting going on, or there's like 3 robberies, they'll go and go to tend to that.
I think it's different in Seattle because the World Cup is coming. So I don't think
it probably is.
So I think that they are trying to keep a certain standard.
That's probably what they are. Yeah, but here no,
over there,
there's no
but
standard.
not.
yeah, nowhere outside of Seattle because
There's no standard.
Yeah, that's true.
because the pandemic over in Everett.
You say, oh,
It's
defund us?
real.
Yeah, we got you. That's what's up.
Just driving up to the Wendy's drive-through, everybody sitting out there smoking their what is it called?
I don't really
that
have
new
a
drug?
problem over there though. People be
Oh,
having
I do.
problems. I don't like.
When I'm driving up to the drive-through, they're sitting there smoking.
I
I
mean, what's the
fentanyl.
point? What's wrong with smoking crack though?
There's nothing wrong.
I mean, hold on.
There's nothing wrong.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real.
But
Let's be real.
what's
Marion
wrong with the
Barry-
Biden pipe? What's
Marion
good?
Barry smoked crack
I
and
agree
was
with you.
and literally won a race for office. You know what I'm saying?
But he
like,
also did a lot of positive things. He had the summer work program. He did
but
a lot of cool
yes,
smoke all the crack you want to
crackheads
if you
aren't
do
always
something.
bad. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying?
Because
But see,
they're
I
behind
think we gotta
that,
bring
though.
context to crack though, man, because these niggas ain't smoking crack no more. You know
Oh
what
no,
I'm
it's
saying?
different.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
nigga smoked crack back in the day. It fix your car and cut your grass with a pair of
No,
scissors.
listen,
Yeah.
100%.
These niggas is smoking this shit that got them falling asleep standing up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
It's a
that
whole
Fetty
different-
Wap. Yeah,
Not
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
everybody.
Went to
That's that
Portland this
fentanyl.
summer,
Yeah.
and no, we
But
went to Portland this summer. Now, a whole different.
But there's still
Oh, yeah,
some
Portland's
there's still
horrible.
some OG
Horrible.
traditional crackheads out here.
You know, there's some.
You
I
know
work,
what
I
I'm
work with a lot of them now.
Yeah.
But the
And
crazy
he's
part.
like, they needed to give him their praise.
Yeah.
Not these new ones.
No,
Like,
you're
Like-
yeah, to give them
You know
a
what I'm
break.
saying? Like, no, they done made these legal injection sites and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
and people running around here with fentanyl and all that type of stuff. Nobody's talking about the crackheads that just minding their own business. You know what I'm
There's a
saying?
lot of
Like,
You know
ain't
why?
getting in trouble. We should be applauding them and saying, you know what? Crack is almost. I wouldn't say that. Go that far.
Yeah,
but
you out here.
crack
You're
is
about to have
kinda
mad.
Crack is kind of like 100 levels away from weed, and then everything else is 1,000,000 levels away. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
put it that way.
I will say this: I don't have a problem with I live over here. I don't have a problem with the homeless people. It's just that we have police officers or enforcers with the law that are supposed to do that, but I kind of understand why they're not doing anything because it's like,
They're out the
yo.
way.
First of all, you guys made all this legislation, so I can't do a lot of stuff. So that's that.
True.
And then the other part is like,
They can't even do high-speed chases.
so there's
can't.
that. So I'm saying like the city of Tacoma. To be honest, if I have any real problems, it's with the government of Tacoma because, like you said, if we had a World Cup coming here, we wouldn't have all these problems. We wouldn't have all that
no,
kind of
they
stuff.
even
So
got
that's
No,
why
they,
I'm like,
they
they
would be
sweep that
cleaning
on
it
the
up real
rug.
quick.
But then as soon as like with the Olympics, have you ever seen a city
yeah,
after the Olympics?
yeah, they just let that go.
Do
They
you realize when
they-
they do Monday Night Football, they don't do it at the field at the arena? You know where they do it?
No, where's the-
They do it at the last time I've seen them do it at Northgate.
Mm.
They've done it at Northgate before. Like, just because sometimes the images
Oh,
of
yeah.
Seattle could
Yeah.
be so bad
yeah.
that they don't want to show that on national television. So they'll put them in a remote location.
So they just be chopping and screwing footage just so yo, that's wild.
Real. Downtown Seattle look like the
Well,
Walking
technology
Dead.
is.
It does.
I told you it was like that.
That's
In
a
Portland,
thriller
I was
video.
Like,
That's
so
what it
just
looked like.
zombies out here for no reason.
Portland, I feel like
Oh
Portland's a
no,
little bit
Like,
worse.
what is
that's
y'all?
Right.
Portland.
Your drugs
Portland's
are
out the
different.
hood.
Different.
Portland,
Portland
different.
different, nigga.
Portland different.
Portland
They're
thriller.
out there sightseeing, stepping over niggas.
Yeah,
Like, oh, this is
exactly.
beautiful.
Portland
Oh, my
is
bad.
it's a bunch of
My bad,
it's
Paul.
a bunch of zombies. Michael Jackson is walking around.
Yeah, exactly.
Out in Portland
Thriller.
right now.
It's wild.
that
Never-ending
bad.
smell of pee out there too.
Yo.
And like, oh my god! So we had walked into somewhere because we had went this past summer. We walked into somewhere. It's like, oh, it smells like piss, but not like regular piss. Like you haven't had water in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
no,
not
it's
you.
different. It's different. Like my kidneys are malfunctioning.
You
He-
piss your
Oh, my
ass.
God.
in.
Transmission oil.
Water in 3 or 4
My
days.
kidneys
It's
is
way too
malfunctioning.
concentrated.
Your
It
piss done
smell
burned a
like
hole in the concrete,
yeah.
dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's now
Yo,
acid.
isn't it funny that the more liberal you get, the more like this homelessness problem has gotten like Portland is worse because I go to LA all the time.
Yeah.
Portland is worse per
It's not-
capita
you
than
can't
LA.
say- You can't say it's worse than Skid Row was ever.
No, not Skid Row. That's why I stopped. I said LA.
capita.
Per capita, it's bad because like I walked around Skid Row to Skid Row. It's always gonna be
Yeah,
what that is. But as far as like I used to like I'm going under underpasses in LA and it's like the whole it's just a city like
The
bro,
underpass
different.
up here.
You can make
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah.
You can make $30 an hour
yeah
and still not be able to afford.
yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, but the thing is with Portland is like they've made camps. Like these are cities.
Oh, but Portland said it's okay for you to be a drug addict.
Oh yeah, you
And-
can
and
get
so that's the
personal
difference.
use. How much
That's
is
the
personal use? An
difference.
8-ball?
Yeah,
Like what?
that's
I mean,
what
how
I'm
much
saying.
personal use?
They said it's okay for you to be an addict, right? And so that's what you get, right? Those people are fine with that. And so
I just hope Tacoma doesn't become that because
we're on the
on the
verge.
verge. Yeah, I was gonna say on the verge
I
for
think it's
sure.
going. What's going to tell is the coming house bubble. What was going to happen with Tacoma because, like, how the prices are starting to cool down in Seattle. They're really starting. Like, this is a secondary market to Seattle. They're definitely starting to cool down here. People are getting less money for their houses.
Yo, well, HUD is about to come back too.
no,
HUD is
but
about to
what's-
make a strong comeback.
No, well, so
Really?
I work.
Oh, yeah.
So I work with a nonprofit agency. I won't put it on here just because I'm whatever. But there are a lot of units they're putting up. Like there's over 108 units that we ourselves and one other place are about to have. But if you notice, when they did the link, they're building up the link because they're trying to make us an annex of Seattle. Well, if you want to be an annex of Seattle, you're going to have to make sure that things are in place that people want to pay these $2,000 and $3,000 rents.
True.
So if you guys don't, because they're making a construction right next to us right here, supposed to be a luxury apartments. So if you don't do something with this homelessness thing,
They're not going to come.
they're not going to come.
But they think $15 an hour is the.
Oh no, they're trying to kick us down to Centralia and Chehalis. That's what
Yeah,
they're trying to do.
oh, yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah,
yeah. The
yeah.
$15 an hour stuff. No,
They try to say.
I can't wait till next year because we'll see.
1580 something.
Yeah,
1582 or something.
But
minimum wage.
I have a program I work with, and these kids are like it made me feel bad. These kids are busting their behind making that $15.87 an hour.
I make twice that. That shit is like nothing.
Listen. Exactly. They're making that, but them and their girlfriend are working this hard, and they're paying. I haven't heard one of them say that they're paying less than $1,600 for the 2-bedroom.
Yeah. That's,
And I'm making $15 an hour. We still got to pay the man his money, and I'm like, so you guys work to live.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
If I ever look for a girlfriend, I'm looking for a girlfriend / roommate.
No, that's what it is
no,
right now.
What'd
seriously.
you call
I
it?
ain't
You called
even.
the contractual
I ain't even.
companion?
Oh,
Contractual
definitely.
companion,
Contractual
1099.
companion.
That's me. What I'm talking about, man. I told you. Listen. I told you I'm a prophet.
Right now.
Whatever way you spell
It's no
it,
game.
prophet right here.
It's no
I told you.
game.
It's no game.
Bro,
Okay, I got it.
remember my ex and I was like, I'm about to go look for a place. I was like, what? Like, you want to rent a room? That's what the market is. You want to rent a room?
Yo.
I make almost $30 an hour. You want to rent a room? I would have never thought
Right.
making that much money
No.
that this would be the circumstances
That we would find ourselves in.
Bro, people used to make $10 an hour. They could buy them a house.
Yo.
That was a realism in our country at one point.
Yeah.
True.
People making $30 an hour in Washington State, California, can't even afford to rent an apartment.
Listen.
And you make too much money to get affordable housing
telling
or any. What
Listen,
kind of?
Oakland-
This
listen.
is crazy. This is
No, so we're looking for.
Okay, no.
You are-
actively trying to
Oakland.
move, and this is
I'll
our
tell you because I'm
reality.
young
It's trash.
stats. Oakland. poverty level
That was
is at
slide.
$115,000 a year for a family of 4. Is poverty? You can qualify for food stamps
That's
at $115,000 for a family of 4.
if you go.
You get
Food
food
stamps.
stamps?
You
Listen,
are living
I'm
like a
swiping.
king in a different state.
I'm swiping
You living like a king in a different state.
crazy.
You living like a king in
No.
40 out of
My
40
friend,
out of
listen,
50
I got a
states.
friend.
You living
I got
like
a friend
emperor
in
in
Georgia.
Mexico.
Listen, exactly. No, you are. You're El Chapo. That's what you are. Yeah.
El
Listen, my friend Georgia, at the beginning of 2020. So now, of course, it's a little different because of the thing. Her house, $136,000 for 2,000 square foot, 1 acre, and it's like about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. So it's not even crazy far.
Not crazy far. That's not
So
crazy far.
2,000 square foot house for that. Come over here because I just got my real estate license. The median income right now, still things are cooling down, and we're still talking 430.
That's why. You want me to tell you what the
430
trick
is low.
is? They want all us niggas to move to Atlanta. That's what they want.
Shoot all of us and give us a night to be a
That's
gang.
what I'm saying. Like, hey, all you niggas
Or
need to move
better
to
yet,
Atlanta.
Indiana, because
Okay,
they're
that's
just as cheap.
a good question.
They're just as
Now,
cheap.
I was going to ask you a different question.
right.
That's a good question. If you could set up a city, a black city, in any state that's not on the coast, what state would you set?
can't do it.
What state would you set it up?
I want to be on the coast.
Why
Okay,
does it
I
gotta
would
be on
say-
the coast?
But you can't be
North
on the
Carolina?
coast. You
No,
got-
I was gonna say either South Carolina, but then you said the coast.
It's on the
so
coast.
it
You
would
can't-
have to be Georgia, and I would say
Georgia's still-
it's kind of more inland.
a little more. Yeah.
It's a little more inland.
It's on the coast, Marv.
Yeah. Would you let us do that?
No,
Would you let us
no
do that?
Georgia.
No Georgia. No
No
Georgia.
Georgia.
Okay. So no Georgia.
You got to set up a city inside of the state.
North Carolina.
In the center of the state.
No, North Carolina still
North
coast.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. you can't.
What?
Tennessee,
North Carolina?
Yeah, no.
Tennessee, or no Kentucky,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
No,
Kentucky or
hell
Ohio?
no, Kentucky.
No, the reason I'm saying Kentucky or Ohio is because I've been to Kentucky.
St.
and-
Louis.
Yeah,
Nah, it's too cold. It gets too cold in the winter there. I can't do that. So I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
Like
Yeah.
that.
So probably Ohio because I've been to Ohio and though it's trash.
El Paso, Texas.
Ohio sucks.
El Paso, Texas.
Texas, you can't do Texas.
Texas.
But it's a,
Texas is on the
Texas is not a
coast.
coast.
The
Texas is
bottom.
on the coast. The
No,
bottom
A
is on the
bottom is
coast.
not a coast. That's a gulf.
No, El Paso.
It's the
El
Gulf.
Paso's technically not a coast.
Okay, you're
because
saying
it's
we can't
right
do a
there on
Gulf?
the border
You
to
can't do-
Mexico
you can't
right
do-
there.
you can't do
It's
the-
a border state. It's not a coastal
Let him give
state.
his
It is.
parameters.
Keep
Let
it
him give his
coastal state,
parameters
yeah.
because that's not a coast.
It has to be inside of the
Landlocked,
country.
you're
well,
saying.
then
Yes,
shit,
landlocked,
Arizona.
landlocked
So
state.
you
then.
inland state.
Inland state.
Okay.
You
Inland state.
cannot
Okay, so
touch
okay.
inland
it.
state then.
Tennessee.
But even that's still kind of inland because it's not.
Yeah.
What?
Inland is considered away from water, and so I mean,
No,
El
well,
Paso,
it can't-
Texas would be considered away from.
What?
Well, no,
Yeah.
there's a coastal part of
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah, because the Caribbean.
There's a
yeah.
coastal part of Texas.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
You said a state,
Yeah.
but he said a state. He said a state.
What would you do? You would do
Tennessee.
Tennessee?
I agree with Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I can give it Tennessee. I can give it
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Arizona?
The issue is
That's what I said, Arizona,
there's
but
not-
it's
the
still.
water- there's a lot of water issues going on right now.
Where?
Nobody's talking about Arizona. There's a lot of water
Yeah,
issues.
there is.
Yeah.
I would-
My dad's got a friend down there right now who's been like, "Yo, Steve, can you like hit me like with $40?" He's like, "Why?" He's like, "They're making us pay by day for electricity because things were happening. There was too much electricity being drawn
nigga, you're
because
tripping.
But you-
because the water. Well, you know the cost. Yeah, no, because the
You gotta borrow $40 to pay for
no,
electricity
no.
for the day by day.
So this is but this is the economics of it. People move down to Arizona because it's supposed to be cheaper, right?
I heard.
Okay,
Right.
but then you don't count in your electrical bill
Yeah.
when summer hits. It's
Yes.
cold as crap in Arizona.
Oh,
during the
I
winter.
know.
Okay, so then people don't count in the utilities, but now a lot of metro Arizona, like say Phoenix, like in the metro area, they are powered by, I think about at least 12% by some of the dams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those dams are running so low
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
don't have that electricity.
So
answer
I
there.
can second what you were
Yeah.
saying. I was in Mesa, Arizona one time. First time
Yeah.
I had been to Arizona, and it was wintertime, and our mindset was like, okay, winter, we're going to go
cool.
to Arizona. We're going to be eating oranges, sitting in the sauna and shit during winter and everything, right? So I'm sitting in Mesa. It's hot as hell during the day, and as soon as the sun dropped,
Different.
like, I was wearing shorts and a tank top.
You thought you was cool.
I cried.
Yeah,
It was
it's
that
different.
cold.
It's different.
It was that cold. I thought you thought it snowed.
You learn science.
Not a snowflake came out the
snowflake.
It was dry as hell.
Crap.
I was like, how? I'm shivering on the corner. Why didn't nobody tell me? Is what I kept saying.
Yeah.
Why did nobody
Because
tell
how
me?
am I going to mark? I want you to move here. I want you to spend your money with me.
Oh,
so I need
no.
I'm not going to tell you about all the bad
Oh,
stuff.
no.
I went to Arizona,
disrespectful.
Phoenix, real quick, and I'll just do this. So
Disrespectful.
Tennessee is what we do. But Phoenix, I go to Phoenix.
I'm not doing Tennessee.
No.
Well,
I mean,
what's your answer?
I'm doing Michigan.
Of course you would.
Michigan. We got all the lakes.
I'm not mad at Michigan either.
The snow. I could live at the bottom, but it's not as much.
Detroit's
snow, but
winters
there's
aren't as bad as
Well,
some of
Detroit
the other
winters
ones.
suck.
They suck, but they're not as bad as like some of the
But
St. Louis
ain't-
ones.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Ain't Michigan a border state?
No,
No,
because
no,
they're
it's a border.
It's the lakes.
It's border, but
It
it's
is.
lakes.
It's
No,
border
but it's
to
not.
Canada.
It's the
not
lakes.
Canada.
It's not
the
coastal.
lakes.
It's not coastal though.
He
He
said
said
coastal.
coastal.
And you can live in the.
I know.
Right.
Yeah,
You can
that's-
live in
Corpus
the.
Christi got me.
You
on
can
that.
live in the hand. You
And
can live
Galveston
in the
and
lower
shit, they
peninsula.
got
You don't got to live in
Yeah.
the upper
That
peninsula.
bottom half
But
of
this thing, but
Texas,
you see, look, like you
Still
said,
water, though.
Michigan. That's why I said Ohio. I liked Kentucky. I kind of liked,
Ohio,
and
too.
Tennessee. Those are the only places that I can see they have good land. You can go
water,
up.
good
You
weather.
can
No,
area.
we go to Kentucky. They hanging all of us black
That's
folk.
hilarious.
Are you
We
kidding
will
me?
be
Have you
staying
been?
out
Have
of
you been in
Kentucky.
Tennessee driving through it? Yo, it's different. They got sundown towns all across there too.
Yeah,
Ooh,
true.
that's
I've been
scary.
to Memphis is one of the places I've been scared when I went.
But that's because of poverty.
No, I'm talking about just being around niggas out
No,
there.
that's what I'm saying. Poverty. I'm just talking about being around
I'm from Oakland,
niggas.
California, bro. I'm,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
but
Like
Memphis-
I'm saying, Memphis is one of the. I've been in Texas. I've been around.
Me too.
Memphis was one of those places where I was like, ooh, shit.
It's
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
No,
Yeah.
niggas
Make
about
sure
it.
you
They about
Oh,
it.
shit.
Yo, they're about it.
I've been to Atlanta, but Memphis, I was
But
like,
Memphis
ooh,
is-
I didn't feel. See, that's
shit.
it. I felt the same way. I didn't feel that way in Atlanta. I was
No,
like,
I didn't feel that way. No,
I
that's
didn't
what
feel
I'm
that way
saying.
in Atlanta,
But
but
I only
Atlanta's
felt that way in
Atlanta, but
Chicago
Atlanta's
and
with
It's getting.
Atlanta's
it's gotten
like
bad.
that.
It's gotten bad. Yeah.
Atlanta's like
Yeah.
that,
And
but I did
Ohio.
not feel.
Yeah.
When I went to Atlanta, there's two places I went and I felt like, oh, like being a black professional here is what it's about. And that was South Carolina and Atlanta. And I was like,
oh,
these-
yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
this is being a black professional here. It's what it's about. But when I went to Memphis, shit, you be a black professional here.
Nah, yeah.
still
That is
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? That's your last day. That's your
Yeah.
first and last day.
This is the thing. Memphis has
Right.
great food, but like you said, you can't be everywhere in Memphis.
No.
It doesn't have the, and that's why I say poverty. It's like when we were talking about those places, it'd be cool because we can purchase cheap land, we can get develop. There's a lot of like cool land there, so like you can actually like do
Yeah,
farming
and
and
then get the
agriculture.
hell on up out of there.
But it's like, but
That's
when
it.
you're dealing with poverty, like Jackson,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's the
Now.
same. Yeah, or
And
Brett
Memphis-
Favre. I mean, and they ain't got no money because Brett Favre taking it off.
Man,
chill.
that's hilarious.
That's
that was
wild.
trash.
We're gonna get to this
Yeah,
first.
sorry. I'll let you. I'll let
we,
you go.
We're
I'll
gonna
let you
get
go.
to this first
Yeah,
topic.
sorry.
He took all their money.
It's been a
And
while.
The
Yo, you stupid.
dumb thing about it was, why would if you gonna do that, you got to do that in person on a piece of paper that then you eat.
Amber,
Because
can you tell us a story? Do you know the story of the Brett Favre thing?
No,
or not?
my man
I know.
text.
A little bit about
He
it, that's
text.
enough.
He text the media. He text the dude and said, "Hey, is there any way
yeah.
that the media can find out about how much you paid me and where it came from?" If you have to ask that question in the first place,
You know
bro,
you're doing something wrong.
Oh no. But I mean, we already knew he was on BS. But let's tell the story. His daughter, like the people
Play
they wanted to
volleyball.
get the volleyball. Okay, so volleyball.
$5 million.
You wanted to go find a way when people got the water quality's been bad in Jackson for a long time. They've had this problem for a long time,
Yeah.
years, like decades. You wanted to find a way to go build a volleyball. There are plenty of stadiums somewhere else that you could have probably just rented and it would have been better. But you needed to go take money out the welfare accounts to go and
that's-
pay. It wasn't even like if you would have got a Lamborghini and you would have got some cool camera equipment and all that kind of stuff. That'd
we
have been cool.
would have been like, you know
I'd have been
what?
like, yo, that's trash.
The game's the game.
For volleyball?
Yeah, I know.
Not even.
That's the
No,
thing.
it's just a lot of bad. It's a
Man,
lot of
listen,
bad
they locking up our aunties for welfare fraud, from stealing
Thank you.
food stamps.
Thank you.
$5 million.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
This is
Thank
white privilege
you.
at its
At
finest.
its
Thank
finest.
you.
For volleyball.
Be
Thank
able to
you.
sit at home and watch them talk about him on the
Thank
news
you.
with no fear of handcuffs being put on him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, 'cause
For
Welcome to
America.
volleyball.
'Cause I don't.
This is what I
For
want to say.
volleyball, right?
This is what I want to say. This is the bad part about it. Brett Favre has made over $100 million in the NFL.
Just in the NFL. No
Just in the
endorsement.
NFL. No endorsements.
Yeah.
No nothing.
$5 million is what they spent on the volleyball arena.
Volleyball.
The problem that I have with it is that what Brett Favre wanted to do was look like a philanthropist.
Yeah.
and he wanted everybody to say Brett Favre put $5 million into this arena for Southern Mississippi University.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
My problem is you got Deshaun Watson, even though he got paid. They talk about the sexual assault cases. You got Bill Cosby. You got R. Kelly. Yeah. Nobody talks about when he was with the Jets, the sexual assault case he had with the woman when he was with the Jets. You know what I'm saying? No, but people don't talk about it.
No, you're right.
This goes away because he's a white man and he was at the peak of his powers when he won Super Bowls in the NFL. Nobody talks about that. And that's the problem that I have. But like you said, they're talking about, we got all these fraud cases, and
Auntie got an extra $1,000
and
on
we got to trim some of this fat,
Yeah.
and we got to get rid of all this and all that, and they want to come after all these people and throw them in prison. Yet nobody's talking about any type of jail time for him, and this is millions of dollars tied to one person. Ted DiBiase, he's trash too,
Yeah.
and the former governor, he's just as trash too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other people involved in that.
So I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Both of y'all. So y'all said Auntie is getting hit up for $1,000 in TANF fraud and all this other kind of stuff. Do you know how much $5 million that's
how much TANF fraud that is?
That is. Everybody up in Mississippi is doing fraud.
Let's go on top of that.
Yeah.
Mississippi is the poorest state in our country. So you have to be the lowest person to steal from the most undiscerned people.
And then to talk about the same people on your podcast on different things, and people need to shut up because he's been the one saying shut up and dribble. Well,
yeah.
What now?
No, we're not even talking about the $1.1 million that they gave him to do speeches that he did not do and did not pay the money back.
Yep.
Show me
how
to do that.
That has nothing to do with the fine.
You don't got the complexion for the protection, so it ain't nothing to teach us.
Listen.
He won't even pay the interest on the money back.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're throwing $500 for Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $500 sends her to jail.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And all the processing fees, and to pay for the district attorneys and all the other kind of people who have to file the paperwork. It's just so, like, the more I'm in, like, my nonprofit sector and I look at how much documentation we have to do for this little bit of money that we have to get, and it's like, yo.
How many documents do you think he signed for that $5 million?
Nothing.
No. And they be shuffling.
Look,
shuffle money around.
Listen, my dad's case. My dad had an arson case, right? $2 million to prosecute him. Wow. $2 million to go to court, bring these people, do all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, to be honest, like, you see how inefficient that is?
Yeah.
He didn't even go to jail.
Yeah.
You just wasted $2 million.
You wasted $2 million, and guess who had to eat that? I got to eat that. And I still ain't got good water. Like, in Mississippi, that would be the case.
That's the thing.
And we still got homeless.
Look.
Yeah.
I'm still going up to Taco Bell and I'm seeing homeboy hitting the fentanyl off the Biden pipe.
And people,
like, I'm just
people are still paying bills. They're still paying the water bills.
Yeah.
They still have water bills coming to them, even though they can't use any of the water at all.
Yeah.
Not potable water, not boil the water and you can use it.
Yeah.
None of it. Like,
and it's crazy because it's like you said, like, we decide to do things. Like I said, $5 million. I can't get past that. $5 million for volleyball is crazy.
yeah.
It's wild.
But,
I'm sorry, but I'll leave that.
But no, the first topic.
Not even football.
For
Not even
nothing
football.
less.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
but
We all like football.
The first topic. Your girl Rachel.
Oh Lord, the Amazon.
Dolezal got on OnlyFans. She got on Amazon. And my question was because it was
Amazon.
No,
I'm sorry, I said Amazon. My bad.
He said Amazon. She got on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I was going
Nah,
to say,
you got
wait
me.
a second.
Jeff
I didn't know
Bezos is in
Amazon
college.
Like
had-
Amazon,
Jeff
Bezos is kicking it off. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna spice it up. You feel me?
Man, Prime.
Low key.
Special delivery.
Low key, they'll make a
That would be a
subscribe
play,
button
though.
on your
That would-
That would be a play for
That's
us.
Amazon
I
Optimus
know.
Prime.
You better go patent that real quick before they go use that idea.
Come on.
But I was thinking, like, why do a lot of celebrities they go to these lengths? Like, is it to stay in? Is it just a money grab, or is it to stay in the eye?
Yeah, to stay
or is
relevant.
it to
I don't think it was to stay relevant.
Which one is it?
I think
Stay
I think
relevant.
duality. And I say that just because, especially, I think at one point Chris Brown had one. It couldn't have been a money grab. You like the attention.
Who?
Right. I think Chris Brown had one at one point.
Oh.
And at that point, it's like, no, that wasn't a money grab. You got bread. You know what I'm saying? That was you. You liked the attention. Whatever. You wanted to see what you could do. But for someone like Rachel, who isn't really relevant, doesn't have a whole bunch of money. You know what I mean? Whatever sponsor she's gotten over the years, whatever the case. For her, I think it's like, okay, this is a way for me to stay relevant. Plus, it's now a money grab because y'all want to see what I'm doing. And whether you decide to subscribe for years or 1 month or 2 months,
I just
got
want to
your
see
little-
what's going
I got your
on.
little fucking $20 this month. You know what I'm saying? So
I might get a
I think for
6-month
her, it's a
subscription,
duality thing. I'm staying relevant.
You
I'm
would.
getting the bag. It's all of it. So I think it just depends situation by situation. We're talking about big celebrities, little celebrities. So, but no, I think for her, it's probably a little bit of both. How can I stay relevant and make a bag? This is the best way.
Can she make a bag any other way right
She
now?
could have
Right.
just.
She
That's what I
could.
said. She could have said Black History facts and not shown her butt. And
I mean,
people
But
would've-
how are you going to get paid off of that?
But
No,
this
I
makes,
mean-
No,
but
a lot of
as we
people have
know,
OnlyFans.
prostitution is one of the it is the oldest business. So
I mean,
at
if I was
this
Saturday
point,
night,
why
Night
not?
Live,
Yeah.
she'd
That's
be
true.
making bread right
and
now.
it's easier.
You think
At
so?
this
You
point,
think
why
they'll put her on
That
there?
is true.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I already got one joke right now. Tua, when he got hurt the first game, he lied and said he hyperextended his back. Right? She could say I lied about being black before too, just a play on that. That's a joke right there. People were on Saturday Night Live. She could parlay what she did for the NAACP. And always coin that in, but that's the mistake she did. She never coined on that, right?
True.
And she let everybody else coin on that, which made her no longer relevant because everybody else did it. Now you're late to the party,
Yeah.
so
I think
it's a money
low-
grab.
and that's why I was going to say the OnlyFans I think is low hanging fruit for the average person, where it's like I can't make money in the other ways of scamming I was doing before. This is an easy way. I got a little yams
That's-
on me.
well,
Let me show something.
It doesn't even.
That's like-
It didn't even.
Yeah,
It don't even
not
matter.
yams, y'all. People are going to subscribe just on curiosity.
Oh,
alone.
yeah.
Yes,
Curiosity, yeah,
she didn't
right.
even have to. She didn't even have to show anything.
True.
Yeah.
Just think about it. The Catch Me Outside girl.
Man.
She
Oh.
as soon as she turned 18. She
20.
started OnlyFans. She didn't put nothing out. She made $1 million in the first hour or something.
20 million. She's made 20 million last year or this past year.
Super average.
Like,
too,
nothing,
bro.
but that's what I'm saying. But just but see, this is the thing. People attach the curiosity to
You're
the
right.
celebrity,
You're
right?
right, 100%,
I
yeah.
mean, how's Kim Kardashian popular? She's not popular because she's talented.
True.
She's popular because we've seen her naked. That's why. It has nothing to do with anything that
All
what I'm
the
saying.
time.
And how popular was Ray J before that? Not at all. One Wish. That's it. And that one wish got burnt. That one wish got burnt on that record. That was it. That one wish got burnt on that record.
Till the
And then
baby's
he was naked. They were naked with each other. And next thing you know, boom. Now he could just pop up anywhere. He don't even have to sexy can I?
Yeah.
And he just
No,
pop up.
those Raycons are actually pretty nice.
He,
so I
tur-
can't
so
even lie.
he turned the sex tape into Raycons.
I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
They're actually good headphones.
But okay, here's a question, Marv, for you with Rachel. Do you think that she could have, instead of being embarrassed, do you think that when the whole scandal, the NAACP, you think she would have turned in and said, "Hey man, I was just trying to help," and partnered with somebody been like, "This is an embarrassing thing, but people do embarrassing things, and this is how you actually become an ally." I feel like
to tell you the truth, I think Rachel was maybe 10 years too early.
Really?
Because, and this is why I say that right now, you could be trans anything right now. She could have came out.
No, come on.
No, she could have came out. She could have came out today and saved that. And how she looks right now, light skinned, she could say I'm transracial, and people would have had to buy that.
So hear
Preach.
me.
I'm not.
Talk to him.
And people had to buy that. But because she did it when she did it, and she ended up working for the NAACP, people looked at it as blasphemy.
Yeah.
Like you hoodwinked us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if she would have came out now and said, you know what, my whole life I felt like I was black. And, you know, my color, it was just the pigmentation of my skin. And all that, and now I'm doing everything I can do to become black. And I'm transracial. You would be the bully if you had anything to say about her right now.
Because she
And
could-
not even transracial. I think about the other week, period. If she would have linked into it like that girl has, and linked into it like the Bad Bob, and linked into it like some of these other white girls had, now, so that's why I agree with you. Like you said, no, she's about 10 years too early. Because if she had done it now with TikTok, the way these other
So
white
apparently
girls
y'all need to be the
lean
think
into
tank
it.
for some of these people
Listen, I'm
because
not
you guys
saying-
could have got the play
Hey,
right.
man,
for
y'all
it.
already giving me an idea.
I'm not saying it's a
I'm a
bad thing.
54-year-old white man named
I'm
Brad
just
with good
saying.
credit, man. I'm going to pull up to the Lamborghini lot right after this
I'm
and
not
pull off
saying
no
it's
cash
a
down,
good
man. What you
thing.
talking
I'm
about?
just
No
saying
cash
it's-
down.
No, I agree. That I'm not saying it's a good
No,
thing.
no,
I'm saying I agree. She
It's a
could've
reality.
worked it
It's a
out.
reality of today.
Reality
10
of
years
the time.
later, she
'Cause
could've. It wouldn't have worked out. It would have worked
That's
out.
Because
funny.
I think the one thing that she could have
worked out better.
She
for her.
could have did
Which
that.
is sad.
We
It
would-
is. That's why I'm like.
We would have caught it.
We make this
We
white girl
would have.
feel so
We
nice.
would.
Yeah.
A lot of black people would have opposed it, but then you would have had some people.
You would have a
and,
sector of people, yeah.
been like, "Hey, I was persecuted from my family for
Appreciating
aligning-
black culture
for
or
appreciating
align-
black
yeah.
culture."
No, that's not who's going to come. See, that's where you got it wrong. See, and this is what I want you guys to understand.
Yeah, but
is
I
with the
already agree with
transracial, it's different, right? Because she's already put herself in this weird space. See, she lied to black people, so black people don't trust her.
Yeah.
But she wanted to be black, so the white people don't trust her. So that's a weird place to be in.
Yeah.
So who's going to come to your rescue? The LGBTQ community.
Oh, no, I already
Because
know- I already
they're,
know that.
they're the
I
ones.
already know that. That's what I was
No,
saying.
seriously,
Yeah.
because they're the ones who've been crucified for being all this, right? And so they're going to be the ones who understand. I understand what. Now, you're going to have some black people who are going to say, "I know what it's like for you to feel a certain type of way in the world to see you differently."
True.
But you're going to have that whole LGBTQ community saying, we know what it's like to be outcasted by the rest of the world because you feel one way and they feel differently about how you feel, right? And so that's what's going to save you, because once they come to your rescue, nobody can really say anything about you.
They're going to ally with you because they know the money comes through there. Because being in a nonprofit, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
We're now gender pronouns. I gotta know.
That's how the budget comes.
That's how the budget comes.
Yeah.
The
That's
gender
That's how
pronouns.
the grants come. That's how the free money.
No, but
comes.
it's
The free
how
money,
budget comes.
exactly.
You
This
can
is what
have
I'm
a
saying.
budget all you want,
So
but
I-
they give the money
Yeah,
away.
the money goes there.
But this
So
one
that's
thing
why I'm saying I
this
agree
one
with you in that.
thing-
It's like, yeah, it's like
one thing I learned
'cause
about
I ain't gonna
budget-
say something. I ain't gonna say
One thing
nothing.
he knows, and one thing I learned about budgeting in certain areas is that they do. Once you start to add on entities, it grows the budget that they give you to be
100%.
able to make it happen, right?
Right.
And so now it becomes your job to make sure you use all that
All the
money,
money, yeah.
because you have to keep the budget, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why people started to attach on entities, because it opens up the bag to where it's like now we have more money. Now how they disperse it is different, but the allotment that they get is more. And so
Right.
that's what
But
they're
being
looking
in
at.
a nonprofit, you should know that they also need to know where they spent that money.
Oh, duh, I
So
guess.
that's why
But everything has a line item.
homelessness, LGBT.
but
all you have to
going-
do is prove that you gave
community-
them some money.
Yeah, but going
Right,
back
you
to
have to
going
prove
back to
that.
the Rachel Dolezal thing, like I said, that would have been an amazing play. But because I think when people are faced with, okay, I'm faced with adversity, I can't really do like the corporate, because she was an NAACP, I'm like the president of it, all that. I can't really abide in that place right now. So what's the lowest hanging fruit? Kind of cute, got the yams, OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's true.
Pay for
And,
yams,
and you
now
know
I got
something
the
that made a
Yeah,
strong
the
case for it,
same.
because y'all seen the pictures and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got light-skinned girl nipples.
She got light skinned girl body.
So that would have helped her.
she don't look white in the. She don't look white in the.
The
No,
nipples,
I'm
the
trying
nipples
to
is kind of
hear you.
brown. You know what I'm
What?
saying?
She
They
don't look-
brown. Like,
she like Kendra
the
color.
average
in the,
white girl, though, they got them pink tonsil
No,
joints. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, no, on some real stuff. She
They
like
had them
she like
brown
Kendra
sand
color in the
dollars with the
video.
braille.
Yep.
In the picture, she like Kendra color.
She's-
So she don't look white.
She don't look white, and she's not. We can all be honest and say that a lot of people are biased towards darker skin, and
She ugly,
even
though.
brown skin.
I ain't gonna lie, she ugly though.
But yeah, her skin complexion,
body, yeah,
her skin complexion, it would draw a lot of people, and they'd be like, "Well,
Yeah.
Black History Month."
You know, like Nelly said, it must be her ass because it ain't her face. I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? You
But
said.
he said she has yams.
This is what I said. It must be her ass because it ain't her
No.
face.
It was coming out the bottom of the skirt
It
ever
was.
so gracefully.
Oh no, she did.
Out the
Oh
bottom of
no,
the skirt.
she did
and
some
your hand
more.
could sit right-
She did some more without the skirt.
Come on.
Yeah.
She did some more without the
So
skirt.
you guys
Listen.
Because she has.
I actually
It's
subscribe to her on
No, we didn't.
no,
say that.
Twitter.
It's,
No.
it's so
There you go.
popular.
Yeah,
I am
Twitter,
on
no,
Twitter.
you don't have
where
to.
you
Twitter,
hear
yeah, I
first.
was
It's so popular you didn't have to subscribe.
You didn't
Like,
have to.
I'm not going to look for it, but Black Instagram and Black what's the name?
Chase
You
out.
saw it.
I didn't know about it till Saturday. I didn't.
Right,
I had
you
no
sent it,
idea.
I've seen it,
Somebody
I was like,
told me, it
okay.
was like, you heard about it? I was like, what? Oh, girl, NAACP girl? Like, yeah. And he showed me. I was like, oh, snap.
I was on.
She's
got
as
her
5150 would say, she's
BB.
tavern thick.
No, that ain't no BBL.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it
it's
ain't
not.
no.
No, it's not.
That ain't
A
no
it's
surgery.
not a BBL.
Not a BBL.
No.
She's
That's
just-
life.
She been working
said
out.
it's life?
Yeah, it's life.
That's
She been working
life.
out.
That's life, LL.
Okay. He said that's life.
That real life.
That's real life booty. Okay, tavern thick is explained as like when I go to the bar, because bars like taverns or whatever like that. It's like it's like it's that when you see a girl like that, you're like, oh, she look fun. Like that's tavern thick. She's a little older. Like in her past, she was bad.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know. I mean, of course, we know
She
Rachel
said
Dolezal was
she
like.
looked
So she like
That's
so
great.
you
I'm
know
here
you like
for
she
it.
been through some life. She probably got some experience. She's thick. She's a little older, not quite the prime, but she probably some fun. She probably got some experience.
It's-
It's
tavern
a few girls
thick.
It's a
on my
little-
roster that's tavern thick right now.
It's
I'm
a
saying
ludicrous.
something.
It's ludicrous if I had one more drink.
Exactly. Tavern thick. It's bar
I'm
thick.
gonna
but
end
tavern
up
thick.
you.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, wow.
Continue.
I did not
Sorry.
heard that.
No copyright strike. That's
That's
cool.
hilarious.
Go to this.
What a reunion.
I know
This is
this.
great.
We can go to the next
Yeah.
topic.
It is on the next
Tavern
one.
thick on all
Hey, that's what you guys.
I'm gonna hashtag that.
Tavern thick.
I'm here
Did
for
you
it.
everybody see Woman King?
Yes.
No,
I did not, but I heard about it.
What? You be going to movies and shit all by yourself? And
I don't.
everything?
I didn't do Women King. I was against that.
I
I
was
protested. I protested the Women King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who saw it? Okay, so
I'm still up in the air about it.
No, I can't do it because if you really research the Dahomey Kingdom, they were colonizers.
No.
And so
That's the whole
I'm not.
point of the
No,
movie,
no,
though.
no,
Let 'em
no,
talk,
no,
let 'em
no, no, no.
let 'em talk.
They said at the beginning of the movie, it was a hard decision to make on if they were going to fight against, and so they were fighting white people in the movie, right? That's not what the Dahomey Kingdom did. What they did was they scavenged tribes. They pretty much were the pillagers of tribes everywhere around them because there was a deal made with the Europeans that if they helped them, that they would expand their kingdom. That's why the Dahomey Kingdom, they don't even call them a tribe, they call them a kingdom because they were able to take over so much more. And so this takes me back to my theory originally on slavery, to where that most of the people who were slaves, I don't believe were necessarily traditionally from either the tribes that they were or even traditionally African. They were that's why it was so easy to sell them, because what happened is that if you look at the Dahomey Kingdom, they had advanced weaponry in Africa at that time, which means they were buying and selling and trading for resources. The white man was coming in with certain resources that they hadn't seen, and they were selling them bodies. So for you to, I tell anybody, you're not going to sell your child. Anybody come in asking, or it doesn't happen. Nope. So if these are my people, I'm not selling them to you. Yeah, these are my people.
Well, that's why you gotta watch the movie.
They're I know because I watched Viola Davis' explanation on what the movie was for, and I want people to understand that you can be so woke sometimes that you could be wrong.
Well, I think that's a fair point because I saw a part of what she was saying, and because she was saying it towards the criticism, and I said the criticism there. I said there's two different parts that you can criticize. I said the reason why Viola got into the movie was because
people dropped out.
What's her name?
People dropped the old girl from the old girl from Get Out, right? It wasn't the old girl from Get Out.
Yeah.
Old girl from Get Out dropped out.
Lupita.
And she did a documentary on.
Lupita said.
And she from there.
Lupita said after she did her research, she said anybody who thought that the Dahomey were for black liberation or for something. She said this documentary quells all of that.
When it came out, and you go on my Facebook, when it came out, I said anybody who believes in anybody, I don't believe in it was something about the hype about the Woman King. Don't believe it. It's a lie. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. We're in this point in history where women empowerment.
Two things can be true.
Yeah, exactly. And women empowerment is big. I understand. You know what I'm saying? They had one of the humest women malicious
ever.
Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Seeing women kicking ass and doing all that to men, and Wonder Woman white.
Wonder Woman is based. The Amazons are based on them. The Dahomey.
So I get it. Like, I get the importance behind showing strong black women. But like I said, don't be so woke that you missed that. And that's the problem that I had. Now, I give you to this. If they told the truth and said these people were colonizers, but what we want to show is the power behind the woman aspect of it, I'll probably buy that.
Well, but
I probably would buy that.
Exactly,
Well, that's
why you need to watch it.
that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why
That's not
I
how
saw.
she marketed it.
But
you should see the movie then.
That's the reason why I saw the movie was because one, I wanted to see what story they were telling.
Yeah.
The story they were telling. If you're not gonna see it, or if you're gonna see it, I'm not really gonna spoil anything.
I'm not putting no money in my pocket for that. You can spoil it for me.
Basically, they're telling the story of the Dahomey. Like they're telling them at a crossroads point where what you're saying is true, and they acknowledge it in the movie. They acknowledge it in the movie.
Is who fights for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, wait. Yeah. She at some point she's like she tells the king, because you could tell the king is bawling. You could tell they're bawling, and she tells the king, "Hey, how about we start selling palm oil because we're selling our people." And the king's like, the people that we capture, because you're right. Yeah. It's people who aren't.
You're right.
It's people who aren't Dahomey.
I know.
They're capturing them and selling them. She's like, just because they're not our people, don't mean that they're not our people. And she shows him this palm oil process that they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's in the movie. He says it. He says it honestly. He's like, if we switch to this, how much will we lose? And that's a part in the movie. That's it's like in the middle of the movie. So there's some point in the movie where the Dahomey are like,
what makes that different?
No more.
But what makes that different than white supremacy?
I'd like to finish this.
No, but I think the movie paints. It doesn't paint them. It paints it more in this tribe of all women. This three.
But they're
this
also
it's like
fighting other Dahomey that are for.
No, that's a different tribe. They're fighting.
But that's the kingdom.
No. That was the we.
Yeah.
Is it? I forgot how to pronounce it, but they're fighting a kingdom that's like basically like they are Pierce County. Yeah. They're fighting Washington State because there's a bigger body that's like over them. Yeah, and they're Europeans. Like, and they're the ones that are like doing the bigger trading with the Europeans and stuff.
Right.
And the Dahomey's like, no more, you guys aren't over us anymore. And they try to break free. So they're trying to break free from selling slaves, but also being tied to the money, because you're right. They have weaponry.
Yeah,
they have weaponry. Yeah. So,
I actually have a question about this.
I do too. Yeah,
so taking all that away, y'all woke, educated, erudite people, when they marketed this movie, who were they marketing it to?
Black women.
Please tell me.
That strong black women
yes.
narrative.
Okay, so what percentage of the tickets do you think they anticipated? Because they put out projections. What percentage of the tickets do you think were going to be bought by, let's say, the whole pops? Let's break it down, women and men.
I would say more women.
Okay, more women, and then now let's get to the things. Now, with black men and black women, who do you think was going to see this more, except for on dates? Black women. Okay, so with that being the case, they weren't trying to do some great job of education. The whole point of it was supposed to be for the feminine empowerment. So that was why I personally.
That's why I didn't go see
it. And the main reason I didn't want to go and see it was because I personally don't like. Right now, we're in a place where if you go on YouTube right now, the top people who are on YouTube, Instagram, or anybody are talking about relationships in the African American community. Mm-hmm. And now you're going to go and talk and overemphasize two white women who wrote this script.
Wait,
okay,
no.
Wait, let me finish. They're doing it, and they had their own particular purposes, but this was marketed for the express fact of that we can get black women who spend their dollars like nobody else to go and see this movie, and we're in the middle of a war between an African American household where we're having a discrepancy. I don't want to support anything that's having a discrepancy. I don't want to do that.
Can I add on to that?
Damn,
Because
good.
what
That's
he's talking
true.
about
That's
is
right.
is where I wanted to go with it as well. Is because now there becomes this divide in the African American community.
Exactly.
Because there's part of a story.
Define
Hold on.
the-
And this is
define
what I'm
the
gonna say.
divide.
This is where I'm going
tell
to.
me.
As far as he's
Tag
talking
me
about
in
the
when you're ready.
household,
Yeah.
when he's talking about the household, I'm talking about in general, right?
Shit.
And so we're at this point to where people are talking about tell the real history, right? We want to know the real history, right? What they decided to do with the Women King was not tell the full history, but say, hey, there was this point where we had a fucking epiphany. Who cares? I'm gonna tell you something. Who cares? White people right now in America could tell you there was a point where they had an epiphany. How do we feel about that today? And so the thing is that what was done was already done. What the slave trade had already been started. The bodies, millions of bodies had already been shipped. Like that, and that's the reality of it. So once the land is scarce and you don't have the people to do the agriculture and you don't have the resources to live off of and be self-sustainable, now you want to put out this story saying, oh, look at what we did and fight for something. Now that's where you're going to have the divide, because a lot of people are going to say, I've been saying this for years. A lot of people are going to say is, you know what? Was white folks really the problem? This is no, hold on. No, time out. Hold on. This is where this movie leads you, because once you see this, people are going to start to research the Dahomey Kingdom, and they're going to realize that the Dahomey Kingdom was not the de facto into making sure all the bodies that came into slavery, that built America, that built Jamaica, that built all these other countries, were pretty much, they were the conduit to all of that. They weren't defending us,
But
they were shipping us.
But there's
Okay.
a here. Let me make a point.
Okay.
If you are actually trying to tell the actual truth, wouldn't you have already known this stuff before? And
I'm not coming from that point. I'm coming from a particular
no,
point.
but people have been they try to, when they try to usurp history, when they try to usurp and say, well, slavery wasn't that bad, or the slave trade wasn't that bad, and they pick certain points to where they say it wasn't that bad, so they could say, well, the slaves weren't treated that bad, and then they could go back and say, well, this movie they already were saying that blacks helped in the slave trade. This
I'll say
movie
this
did.
one-
So
I'll
why
say this one
glamorize
last-
someone who's doing it? So
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
Because
Once you go, I'll say one last thing.
So I didn't see the movie for a lot of what you guys have already said, because I'm just like, and I understand, you know, they alter history a lot in movies and things.
That's why it's based
but
on
I
a-
just don't understand why we would glamorize one portion of it rather than telling the whole story.
Exactly.
Especially since y'all don't have an issue making us slaves and everything else. That was one thing. Another thing is, you see these influencers all the time talking about, we're gonna soft girl season. This doesn't portray that. This portrays strong women. And all this, and I'm a strong. I was a single mother, so I've been with my partner for 2 years now. But so I get it. We're supposed to be that. But you can't get on the interwebs and claim we're putting that to rest. We're putting that to rest. We're putting that
put
to
out a
rest,
contradictory.
and then go ahead and put this in front of us and tell us, but we're still supposed to embody this here. There's a double. It's double messages. And so either you want us to be this or you want us to be
But
that.
I-
But we can't be both. So hold on, please, because as women we already get a lot of different things. Be strong in your body, lose weight, gain weight. We already get so many different messages to now have to hear they were so strong, they were so this, they were so that. And then still be like, oh, but soft girl season, submit.
Yeah.
But still be like, oh, soft girl season, you need to cook. Still be like, and so here's the thing. I just feel like it's double messaging.
But
so
it's
it's all of
what,
that.
but what type of messaging from a 1700 group
I
of
hear you.
I'll
I
tell you
just
this.
feel like
I'll
if
tell
you're
you
going, I
this.
just feel like it's two different messages being taught right now. So either we all need to get on the, or either we're going to dispel that so we can kind of, because like you said, it is history. I
I'll
get
tell you
it.
this.
So
Black
either we're going to
people-
dispel it
black
and come
people in
out of it,
America-
or we're not.
Black people in America and American history taught us this one thing. They taught us that white people came over to Africa, illegally stole us, brought us over here, and created their enterprise. That's what we were taught.
Begrudgingly. Begrudgingly taught that.
Yes, if
Continue.
you're 30, 40 years old, that's your recollection of slavery. this movie opens up a different type of eyes. This is like the kid who cried wolf, right? In a sense, because like I said, I've studied this for the past 15 years. See, this topic, slavery in general. They've uncovered skulls of old traditional slaves and traced them back to certain tribes and say these don't match and things of that nature. And so like I've always had this assumption that, you know, there's not, and then I look at the history of people who come from Africa and their relationship with Black Americans, and it just doesn't say brotherhood at all, right? And so I look at all that, and I felt like if we were one of all kind, you would come here and say, it would be like a family reunion. It would be like a reconnection. It would be like, we missed you, glad to reconnect. Instead, it's a separation. We can't be with you. It's detrimental to our future here in America. Not only that, you know what I'm saying? This movie now shows you that slavery, Black people here never really had a chance, right? And so the part of it is the culture stealing, right? So you don't, right now, when we were taught the history that we taught, we didn't have the access to go and research these things and figure out if they're right. This all this research stuff is recent history, right? So now you can be able to contradict the facts. Now that contradict the facts when they come out. Viola Davis came out. She promoted this not as what you guys are saying the movie showed. She's promoting this as something else, right?
She promoted it as women empowerment, which is not what I think it's.
She's creating that strong Black woman trope, continuing
but
I think don't celebrate my strength and then tell me I'm too strong.
But I think she's celebrating on the fact of we're women. She's a 50-year-old woman who's the star in an action film, which a lot of 50-year-old women don't get action films after 40, and I feel like
it's a symbolic victory. And
okay. and that's
okay.
That's
So
okay,
let's go there. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Or it was for the bag. It wasn't for.
Well, they didn't really get.
Well, okay. Look, and this
because her and her husband produced it too.
So
this is a well-rounded victory.
Yeah. And so this is what I come back to is that these movies weren't sold for us to. They were sold for us to educate ourselves as we do in short form, as we always do. All these platforms are short form. So I only learn as much as that. People ain't going back and taking 3 and 4 books, or they're not watching or reading The Color of Law, which is a 300-page book about redlining. They're not doing all that 9 times out of 10. So exactly. Look, looks like you're plugging stuff. They're not doing that. What's happening is you made this movie for a very specific reason to target a very specific population of individuals so that you can push a particular narrative, first to sell tickets, but also people don't realize that the government actually has part of its funding for propaganda.
Yeah.
So they get paid.
Because they also censor shit.
Yeah, exactly. So they get paid for that particular reason. So I'm never going to put my money actively. Like if it comes on one of these streaming platforms I'm already paying for and I go watch it, it is what it is. I'm not going to actively put my money towards the further division of my people because I felt like that's what this does.
Some of these things were so long ago. Like you can say, I found facts that defeated, and they can say whatever. How can you prove it? I mean,
but I don't think it's. I don't think it necessarily divides us, in that sense of like I think I've seen some people say it divides us men and women. First of all, the movie doesn't do that because the Dahomey never once degrade or denigrate any men.
But in
a society where we're already doing that because we're already in a place where we're already doing that.
We're already doing that.
We're already in a place where we're at a constant gender war amongst us. We're already in a place where we're
the one thing the story's doing is they're not acknowledging that the fact that the Dahomey kingdom was a huge kingdom and that as the women were just a part.
They do. What do you in the movie?
I don't know. No, I'm talking about when. That's not what. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You could tell me all the movie shows. I'm talking about when they go on the campaign trail. That is not what they are saying.
That's not what they're saying.
Viola Davis said this is an all-woman. This was the only all-woman. Only all-woman. When they go on the campaign trail, that's what they're saying. Only all. They are not mentioning a man or nothing. They don't. When they tell you it, you wouldn't even think a man was a part of the army.
But
you have to research that.
No man is part of the army, but there is a king.
There are men a part of the army? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, because the movie actually shows men in the army.
Yeah.
They actually show her working side by side by men in the army.
That's not what she.
There's no
kept
men.
saying
No,
it
but
as.
that's the marketing for the film. John Boyega was doing the marketing for the film
but
too.
I'll tell. Can I
that's
tell
why
you? Can
you
I
take the
from someone who hasn't
backlash.
seen it? From
That's
someone
why
who
she takes the backlash.
Listen, from
Because
someone.
you're not honest about. You're not honest.
Okay, but this
He
I'm
took-
gonna say two last things if
talking
you guys
about
don't mind me because I know we have to move
I'm
on.
talking about her.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, he took. I think they've taken backlash, rightly so, because the movie doesn't. Because of the history.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of the liberties that the movie takes.
Yeah.
It does address, but it doesn't fully like say, hey man, we spent 200 years. We spent 100 years. Killing niggas,
Yeah.
But
30 seconds.
no,
we took the free
no,
niggas.
that's her point.
That story, but a story omitted is still a lie. And I guess
No,
that's
wait,
the difference.
no.
If I tell you you're not right, and I tell you all of the things that make you look bad and make them good, I'm still
no, but
Yeah.
it no.
Yo,
No, it depends on what.
they're
No,
doing.
it
I'm
depends
gonna
on when
tell
you
all
come.
the good things and forget the last 300 years of
It's
bad
exactly.
things.
It depends on when you come in.
The story is still a
It
lie.
depends on when you
Depends
come
when
into
you
the
come
story. In 1990, we loved R. Kelly. In
okay, we're about to go
2021,
somewhere else. We're about to go
Time out.
somewhere else.
Time out.
Listen.
Time out. In 1990, we was like, something's wrong with R. Kelly.
No,
But
that's what I'm saying.
But when Stepping in That Love come
That's what
on,
I'm, exactly.
I'm still gonna
That's
move.
what I'm saying. Like
That's where we're at. In
the
1990.
movie drops us in a point where they come to a crossroads. Do we know if they came to that crossroad or not? We don't know. But we also know that when we're looking at things that happen in Africa, a lot of the African countries on those coasts now are apologizing for what happened. They're making amends. They're trying to make amends for some of the stuff that they let happen.
I hear you.
And I think
You talking
that
about because of the movie?
But we're glamorizing.
no, not because of the movie. No, because of the slave trade. Because they have a lot of them. What is it? Which country was it? Sierra Leone. It was one of the ones on the coast.
Angola, Ghana, what are we doing?
I think it was Ghana had the year of like 2 years, like 2017, 18. It was like the year of return.
Yeah, but do you know that in our lifetime, a lot of these countries have just gotten their independence.
No, that's
So
true.
you're telling me that they're apologizing for white people have done for hundreds of years. Like that means nothing to me, right? What they let them happen, you gave up control to the enterprise. That's what we always do. You have FUBU, BET. That's what we do. We create things and then we let them go to white people who think that they have a better plan.
But-
like that's just the reality.
But
of
why?
it.
But wait. But why is it that when a black country who hasn't been under control, because some of those countries weren't under European or French rule,
And this
when
is-
they say, "Hey, we were part of the slave trade,"
And this is part of why I go back to marketing because guess what? I don't know anything I know some of this history, but they're marketing to Susie, who's 32 years old and is light skinned, and when they're marketing to her, because guess what? What I saw the same ad she saw. I saw John Boyega in one of them. I didn't even know the nigga was in the movie.
I didn't.
Okay.
I just found out.
Just found out.
recently. 'Cause there's
All I
bunch of
saw
women
was
all
a
the
bunch
time.
of black women, woman king, and that's all I saw. We're in the midst of battle right now in the African American community with all the stuff that's going on with us. Not to mention the underlying currents and tones of propaganda where you're talking about where it's like, yo, we was out here whooping niggas behinds for 200 years. So not even talking about that because that's icing on the cake. We're talking about we're in the middle of a battle in the African American community for our families, our nuclear families, which were already we've been torn apart from crack era, Measure 11, all that other kind of stuff. And you're going to now put in because Black Panther came out, I was like, that did pretty good. Well, black women, they were out here buying mad tickets. Let's make woman king.
But
So
but the movie was trying to be made.
But what I'm saying is that the marketing, I'm telling you this, the marketing alone that we saw, the first thing that you saw about the movie, if you're not woke,
Yeah.
Susie, 32
No,
years
so
old, who
what I'm
knows
saying
nothing,
is-
is
it
all
goes back to
about
what-
But they've been
powerful
trying to-
black
Amber
women.
says. It goes back to what
what
Amber
Amber
says.
says. Exactly.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
But they've been trying to get them.
You telling all
It's
these women.
weaponized.
You telling all these
It is,
women.
yes.
In order to solidify these homes, you guys gotta soften up. And the first thing you
And
do,
it's fake
as soon as you say
softening
that,
up.
the
If we
first
really
thing
wanna
you
talk
do,
about
you
it-
turn them back into a fierce beast and say, "Oh, you need to
Because
fight
it's
for
chaos.
it. You need to fight for
I don't-
what."
I
Because
So
it's
now, how
chaos.
many times are we going to get on the podcast and the people are going to hear say,
I don't-
do you know we're from the Dahomey tribe? So I'm strong black woman just like.
No, seriously.
I already see it
Ain't
happening.
nobody
seriously.
gonna do that. Come
You don't
on.
watch it.
You don't watch enough. You don't watch enough social media. Watch.
I'll
You don't
tell
watch
you
enough
right
social
now.
media.
Because they
It's
do it
watch
now.
Watch the Breakfast Club.
I'm a
Watch the
queen, I
Breakfast
don't
Club
gotta
interview
deal,
with
and I don't
Viola
gotta do it.
Davis
I
and the
seen
2
it. I
chicks that
watched
was
it.
on there.
I watched
That
it.
says enough right there.
I watched
They
it.
talk nothing about
Because
no.
They
When they
weren't
asked
asked.
no.
They didn't
When they
ask.
asked no,
They
they
didn't
did ask
ask.
him
I
about
don't
his
think
have to
No,
ask.
they asked
They
him.
didn't
They
ask.
said, "Who is the?" Tell us about the Dahomey. And when they said, tell us about the Dahomey, they cut straight to the only women, female warrior
Yes,
tribe.
they're-
That was
they're-
Because they don't know nothing about the history. They're just selling a movie. They're selling a movie. That's all they care about.
Exactly.
They care about that.
Nobody
bag.
asked.
It's
Nobody
strong
asked
black
the real
women.
question
Get them
about
get tickets.
why did old girl
Great.
turn down the film?
Wait.
Why did old girl turn down the movie?
Wait.
Why did she turn down the
Wait,
movie?
no, but
they
that-
offered her the movie
no, but
role.
that's
Why
the
did she
thing.
turn
Y'all
it
are
down?
getting too deep. Y'all are getting too deep.
No,
I'm
but
just
that's
telling
the
you.
thing.
You're getting
That's
you're
the
getting
thing.
too deep.
That's the thing.
Niggas don't care about
Part-
none of that.
part of
They
the
care about
interview-
strong black women buy these tickets so we can get this movie off and make our
Exactly.
money
Trying
back.
to-
That's
Part
all
of
they
the
care
interview was
about.
Viola Davis saying, is when we make these black movies, if y'all don't
Exactly.
come out, they not gonna let us
This
make
is-
black movies no more.
exactly.
Well, stop making these trash ass black
Exactly.
movies.
No,
Exactly.
No, make
It's
black
a
movies
quality-
that we wanna
How
come
much
out
did it
and
make?
see.
How much did it make first week?
time out,
How much did
time
they make
out.
first week?
No,
It made
time out.
20.
I'm gonna
How
tell you
much did
like
it make?
this.
20 million first week? No, that's what it was. It wasn't that.
No, it
It's
was
just like when
20.
Ikea-
What you talking about?
No.
We talked about when Ikea did
Opening day was
Juneteenth.
1.7
We talked
million.
about when Ikea
No,
did-
go look it up.
Hold on. We talked
Nigga,
about
how did
when
I get 1.7?
I don't know how you got 1.7. Look it
Check
up.
out. We
Okay.
talked about
Look
when
it-
Ikea did Juneteenth.
Look it up.
Right?
Okay.
We talked about
I
when
made it up,
Ikea
yeah.
did Juneteenth.
Right.
What did they do? The Juneteenth came. They wanted to celebrate.
Uh-huh.
These niggas made fried chicken and watermelon and fucking strawberry soda
Okay.
and red velvet cake. And what happened? What happened?
Yo.
What happened? Everybody was in uproar. And what did they say? Oh, why didn't you guys ask the black people who were there so you can get at least some representation in the room? See, the thing is these Viola Davises and all these type of, they get so out of touch with reality, and they don't have us in the room to say, guess what? How is this going to go over if I put this
What
on?
did it make? What did it make?
It
It
says
made
Thursday.
19
Look, it says 1.7 million in the Thursday preview.
It
says look,
came out 2
sorry,
weeks
don't-
ago.
Look,
It came out 2 weeks
Look, like
ago.
I'm saying, The Woman King, starring Viola Davis, has earned 1.7 million at the domestic box office as theatergoers slowly embrace. And I have to go click on the thing. 'cause
What's
it's
the
Google.
date on that article?
It was September. It's September 16th.
Thank
2020.
you.
So what I'm saying is that look. This is what
No,
we-
wait, hold on, wait.
listen,
Hold on, wait.
Black
Wait,
Panther.
wait,
No.
wait,
no,
hold on.
The point I'm
We're
making.
October 3rd.
The point I'm making. The point I'm
What's
making.
the point you're
The
making?
point I'm making is that niggas ain't buying into all that stuff. They were expecting black women to go buy into
And
that
they
crap
did.
because niggas ain't seeing that movie.
The movie made 20 million the first week. It was number one that week. It was
I'll tell
number
you- I'll
one.
tell
What
you
are you
like
talking
that.
about?
No.
Like
You may have been
me.
number one that week, but I'm saying as far as they wanted it to be Black Panther. That's why this movie
It
came
wasn't
out. It
gonna
didn't
be-
come out 20 years ago.
It wasn't going
It
to
couldn't
be Black
that.
Panther
No, I'm
because
saying they wanted it.
They wanted it
They
to be-
wanted it per
they
capita
wanted
to
it
be
to
that.
be-
That's what they
they-
wanted
they
to be.
did.
Yeah,
They
They
tried.
didn't want to educate us. They didn't want to
tried.
do anything. They just wanted to do
because
that.
they're doing a movie. If they did an exhaustive study, if they did a documentary on the homie, you wouldn't have watched it.
I'm not watching it regardless because it's about black women.
Which is why I feel
Regardless.
like they shouldn't even did the movie.
This is what I'm saying because where we're at
I-
right now is not the right time.
I think they should have. When is the
If
right
you
time?
did the
If you were
history
gonna do
it,
on
we were
it,
together.
what's the point of doing the movie?
What was right?
Okay.
What was
You got to
right?
read the room.
With all
White
of
people
the
never do
things-
read the room.
All of what things?
Well, all of the things that they missed out. Like, they didn't remember a lie omitted. And
Yeah,
the story
it's a
omitted
new
is still
ru-
alive.
Put some more niggas in the movie, maybe, so that
It was
black people
all
would see it.
niggas in the
What
movie.
it does?
No,
You know
I
what?
mean
It
niggas. When I say
contradicts-
niggas, you know I'm
you
talking
know
about
what it
black males. I
contradicts?
ain't talking about black
Hold on,
women.
time out.
And then
Hold
on top of that, you
contradicts-
got the white people talking about this shit right now too.
Yeah.
They barely
It
talking about.
contradicts
No,
Roots.
it's mostly black people
it
talking
contradicts the
about
story
it.
of Roots.
Huh?
It contradicts the story of Roots because Roots showed a whole different story. Roots showed your boy from Reading Rainbow running away from the white people, yeah, all that type of shit in Africa when they came to catch him over there.
This story also shows
telling
that too.
This story is not telling you that.
It shows that too. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying
That's
the
what
straight
saying.
marketing. I'm not
Okay,
going off
so
of anything
take-
else. Just a straight
All
marketing.
the story is
Right.
showing is
Yeah, I
that
think that
all the
if you
story
guys
is showing
see
is
it,
that
you
if
guys
you
would-
ran towards the white people, you was gonna have to turn around and run away from
That's
them,
not-
and you
I
was
want
running
to-
back
No,
towards
that's
the
not-
motherfuckers who
That's
captured you.
That's
That's
not
all
true.
it was.
No.
I
There was
think
no
that
freedom.
if you guys
No,
actually
but-
watch it,
yeah,
you will
I know what
see
I'm
that
saying.
it
Yeah,
does
you-
entail
you can-
That's
that.
cool, and that's why I said on HBO Max when it comes out in a year or two. That's cool. I'm not gonna go out and spend my $12 to go and watch
Because I
this
already
movie
paid for
off
it.
of what
I
they
hear
marketed
you
to me.
there.
I watched
Off of what
Roots.
they marketed
I
to me. I'm
watched
not
Roots
watching
because
it.
black
right.
people
That's what
wanted
I'm saying.
to.
Yeah.
I watched
hear you
Roots
there,
because black people wanted to show me how brutal white people were towards us. I am not going going to pay for a movie
I am
that
not,
I'm
okay?
not going to go pay for a
I'm
movie
not.
that highlights black on black violence.
But
because that's what it is.
But hold on.
We had other topics.
There's white
no.
there's white on black violence, but if they told the complete truth, you just see what?
There were white people in the because none of the marketing I saw white people.
Yeah, there's Europeans.
No, I'm just saying that I'm just going off of Instagram and Twitter and the things that came across my face.
But you're talking.
Oh, and they even show
we're having two different discussions, and I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I get why.
Yeah.
I get why you don't want to see it because it wasn't marketed towards you.
Okay.
And I get why you didn't see it because you felt factually and aesthetically, and that they were trying to do too much and also not enough at all. And they were trying to bank on. I will give you that 1,000%.
Okay.
I felt like it was wrong to bank on because she even said it. She even said it. If you like the Dora Milaje, you gonna love the homemade. And I was like, but in the Breakfast Club interview, I will say one thing. Charlemagne usually asks the tough questions. I feel like in that
interview, he softballed the whole interview.
He does that all the time.
He softballed the whole interview.
When it comes to certain things,
he's like people. He softballed that interview.
I was waiting for him to throw that fastball. I was like, yo,
he's trying to get a deal.
I was like, throw the fastball.
He's on Comedy Central right now, and the last thing he needs to do is get dragged for going over black women.
Yeah,
like this is the last thing he needs to do.
But
he had.
No, you're right.
He had an argument to make that an honest interview.
He could have been.
How could he have been honest?
He could have made an honest question. He could have said an honest question.
But he also could have been the person responsible for tanking.
That's true.
Because it was slow to the pickup.
You ever seen the doing on the basis? Because I was like, ask the question. I was waiting.
Y'all have a lot of faith in him. I don't have that much faith.
I was like,
you gonna ask.
Think about it. So there's this movie that's being promoted to us that's Strong Black Women. If he'd asked the hard question, he would have been anti-black. He's anti-black woman. He's anti-this, and he would have been maybe not canceled.
He would have got. That's exactly. I don't have that much faith.
You also got to realize
do it because he knew that he would have caught the backlash for you're anti-black woman. Why are you doing this?
And he works for so many networks.
You know who she is.
Exactly.
You don't know who iHeartRadio got to deal with, and if they deal with Viola Davis, and if the guest he comes,
I think his respect for
that. I want to work with you in the future on a project.
He has to respect. He may have to respect certain relationships that the company that the internet networks have, right? And because sometimes he has interviews where he's asking questions.
But that's when he has autonomy. Like, I'm not going to get in trouble for anything that I ask here, so I'm not going to, for lack of a better term, pussyfoot around something.
If you watch his Comedy Central network, he's a little bit more vanilla on there than he is on regular
because he already
TV.
knows what the vibes are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think he's going. I feel like he's trying to gun for Trevor's spot.
I'm sure he is.
Daily Show?
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Well, Trevor's leaving.
Yeah. I think he's gunning for it.
Well, I was sitting here talking about because before wasn't it Jon Stewart? So I was thinking this is my.
I don't even know who else will be there.
This is my theory on the Daily Show. I was just like they just trying to get darker.
Now that's saying they either got to go black woman or Hispanic woman.
Yeah, but everywhere is trying to get darker right now.
No, but if you paid attention, they went from white man Jon Stewart to light-skinned African Trevor Noah. He's stepping away.
There's nobody else that can do it but him.
I don't think that Trevor Noah will respect the network if they went back to white man. And that's where I'm at right now.
They have to go.
I actually think Asian. I actually had a curveball for you.
Who?
Roy Woods Jr.
See, I thought that too because he has the same. He has commercial comedy. He can go into any room and be respected. Comedy rooms. He can go into acting rooms.
Brought him in there,
and he can do all that.
So
that would be number 2 seed. I think Charlemagne could get it though before he does.
I believe, and this is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe Trevor Noah stepping away in confidence that somebody like Roy Woods is going to.
No, I agree with both of y'all, but I'm just saying who would go and bring the what do you call it?
Have you watched Roy Woods?
Oh no, he's nasty. I like Roy Woods, but my thing is saying like it's either one of those two because who else is going to be there?
That's true.
Nobody else.
My thing is the Today Show is a comedic. It's kind of like a comedical news relief.
Yeah.
And I don't think Charlemagne gives that.
He's
to
not
you.
funny
He's
enough.
not that yet.
He's not funny enough.
Roy Woods gives that to you, and so that's why
you guys watch it more than I do. So I'm just saying those are the only two people I can imagine
that they would go in.
Yeah.
Is because it's like they've almost trained him for the position.
Yeah,
in a sense. Charlemagne, what he does is at shock value.
Yeah.
But you're not going to always laugh behind Charlemagne. You might be, oh my God.
There's some of these dudes that ain't funny, so I didn't know. That's the reason why I even put him there.
I felt like they could give it to. I could see Roy. I could see Roy. I could see Ali Wong. I could see.
Are niggas gonna watch it if Ali Wong's there?
What are you talking about?
Watch it now.
That's why every Marvel movie. That's why every Marvel movie goes to an Asian country, because they get the bag.
But I'm saying, Asian people aren't watching that. Asian people aren't watching the what's the name show.
They do be watching.
In Japan, are they?
They
I don't know.
watching, yeah, they bring they've been bringing more and more audiences in. They've been bringing.
Okay, listen, you guys know more about this.
No.
I'm
just saying, throwing like you got a couple different people.
And I could see that. Only reason why is because Trevor Noah, he expanded the audience.
Yep, he sure did. He
expanded
gave him a whole continent
because he's a black man, but he's from Africa,
and he's witty, and he has all those other. But I'm saying, who else could?
But everybody loves him.
But I'm saying, who else could do it other than to me?
I've been trying to get on his events every time he comes to Microsoft.
This thing, I can only see two people doing, which is Roy Woods and possibly because Charlemagne's a good enough host that I could see him potentially.
I don't think that's a good space for him.
I don't think it's a good space either. But at the same time, if they pick somebody, he's known enough.
He's not. He can't work a broad room. He works our rooms. But Charlemagne doesn't work a broad room.
He's
going.
I feel
and
like
that's why,
Trevor,
especially coming off of Trevor Noah, I don't
just
think
passed away.
People enough.
Sam, what's his name?
I don't know.
Come on now, y'all. Kevin Samuels.
Right?
Yeah,
Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
He couldn't do it.
He would have been perfect.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, he would have. He would have. He would have.
Here's my uncle Kevin Samuels.
He would have said that thing over.
Oh yeah, he would have got canceled in the first.
He would have got canceled the first episode.
And that's what's funny about it.
That would have been hilarious.
I think Kevin Samuels would have saw Woman King though.
Yo, if he saw Wyndham Kingdom, that movie would have done
like,
$2 million.
Woman King, high value woman. That's what I'm talking about. High value
But
woman.
then he would have said she back in the 1700s. Next.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna go to this. I'm
It's built like a wide receiver.
y'all want the songs or y'all want the pandemic? Y'all want to talk about the pandemic?
Let's talk about the songs.
Surprise me.
Pandemic's over.
Let's do it.
The pandemic's over.
Yeah.
Okay, give me your 5 songs for the rest of your life.
Bruh.
You and everybody else.
Songs or albums?
Songs.
This
You and everybody else has to listen to this song. This is the only 5 songs that will ever play.
Ever again? Just 5?
5 songs.
I don't got it.
Okay, I got a one that Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind, J Electronica, because it's mad long. It's like 15, 17 minutes long, so it has 4 different verses in it, and it'll get your mind going.
Listen to that for the rest of your life.
That's just one of my songs. That's
Okay.
all I got. And I have something else that's ridiculous that you guys probably don't agree with either, but it's hilarious to me. DJ Quick and The Fixers. Can you work with that? I don't know why I love that song so much.
Hey, that's the.
Isn't that? Can you work with that?
I feel like one of mine would be.
I just thought the J Electronica thing was a little stretch, but you know what I'm saying?
No, I know that was that the third verse was ridiculous. It was one of the most beautiful things that I think I've heard.
I feel like what is it? Usher. Confessions.
Confession, really?
Just that
Everybody's gonna. It's one of the 5. Everybody knows the lyrics.
Okay.
But I want to hear that. Like, I'm gonna be sad.
Every day for the rest of my life.
Let me look on my here playlist.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh no.
I'm gonna do.
I mean, cheating might go down to the all-time high. And shit like that.
Cheating, I prefer cheating over confession.
Everybody hearing that shit all day. Be like, you know what? Maybe it's not worth it to cheat. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually a good point.
You still going?
No, go ahead.
My very first one would be Eric Benet, "Spend My Life with You." That's my.
I'm not even mad at that. I can see that.
Yeah.
That's a positive R&B song.
Even though they go back to the cheating because
My first one
he cheated on Halle
To the
Berry.
window.
My
to
first
the
one
wall.
would be Donald Jones, Where I Want to Be.
See, that's
Yo, you guys are killing me. Okay.
because all of us.
I haven't.
Those two definitely
But you
might
can't
have to be there. Everything's gonna be all sappy. I'm gonna
You
be wearing a
can't play the
blouse. It's
video
gonna be all
of
bad.
You don't need the
You
video.
can't play if you play the video. We'll
talking
roast.
about?
We'll roast
We need
them.
a
Yeah,
video.
we roast them.
We got to listen to the song, not
Creepy
watch
outside the
video.
window, sweetie.
You said
I
we
don't
listen
need to
to it, not
hurt you,
watch it.
baby. That's my shit.
I love that
What's
song.
the other one?
I'll give up one of my songs for those two just because that's kind of fire. Now
There's-
I still want. Can you work with that?
I would say Juicy from Biggie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Tupac, Changes, but also there's another.
Why are you guys so deep?
Yeah, like
I got Can You Work
Tupac
With That?
has to be-
Changes.
Yeah.
Changes from
Turn
Tupac.
up, man. Y'all got a nigga trying to
No,
think.
it's another-
Exactly.
I gotta think
If
for
it was Tupac,
It's another
like California
song.
Love or something like that.
I'm sorry, Sam Cooke's Changes.
Change gonna come.
Yeah, Change Gonna Come.
But that's the insert Black Sadness song.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all want to be sad? That's what I'm saying.
We
Y'all
put
wanna
You
be
can
that-
add any black person in pain in slow motion to that.
You see a dude with his head down. You just get your phone out. You say, "Here you go."
Forever?
Guys, what you said? We only get the 5 songs for
I would say,
every verse in a
Man,
row.
Junior,
Yeah,
Mama
that's
used
my
to
one
say,
sad
man, we not
song.
gonna glaze over that, man.
My
Junior,
another one.
Mama used to say.
Now my other one.
T-Pain, Buy You a Drink.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Thank you for bringing something in there because I thought I was the only one who wanted to have fun sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
for
But
the rest of
okay,
my life.
would
My
you
other
would
one,
you do
actually.
Nuck If You Buck or would you do Wipe Me
Why would I
Down?
want to be angry?
Wipe me down all day.
Yeah.
Wipe me down.
Wipe down.
Oh my God! If Wipe Me Down is one of my 5 songs, oh,
Trying
Wipe
to
Me
get me sent
Down.
back to prison with that buck from a whole life.
No, exactly.
where you
Nuck
going?
If You Buck
All
is not
my
going
life
in.
I had to fight
listen,
as a
listen,
song.
listen.
Yeah.
No, Nuck If You Buck, never. I'm not trying to be
No.
angry and fight people. I'm good.
Yeah.
But no,
Riots
Wipe
would
Me-
be every day.
Wipe
But Wipe Me Down
is kind of
is a
cool.
fly
Wipe Me
song.
Down is dope.
Wipe Me Down.
I would do Hustle Gang, Here I Go. That's my
don't know that one.
one top.
I would do. What you doing?
Nothing. I hit the thing on accident. I don't know. Y'all, I'm stuck. I have so many songs.
think I have 4.
I'm sitting here thinking like.
Just
I
a
have to
song
pick
that you really
5?
like. You just throw it out there.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go scroll
This
and
is
see if
a
I find.
all right.
Tell
this
us
is a-
lots
Tupac.
of
I'm about to
music.
throw a wrench in there, and
Yeah.
nobody even thought
Kinda
about
stuff.
this.
Let me see.
Bubba Sparks,
Yeah.
Miss New Booty.
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay, listen. I give up
I'm
DJ
not
Quick for
mad.
that.
I'm not mad.
Hi
That's-
there,
Yeah.
Miss New Booty.
Bring it together and bring it back to me. Hit
Ah!
the Players Club. That's why I said I don't give
That's
mine
all
up for
these
that.
new booties in 2022.
Hey,
Do you guys remember Shanice? I Love Your Smile.
Yeah, I love this song.
That's nice.
I listen to a lot of R&B. Sorry.
No.
That song comes on in the
I gave you
store.
the first two.
I mean, listen to Kendra's 5 songs. I feel like you're gonna be on the elevator all day.
Yeah. That is true. 'Cause I hear that song at the store every day.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you?
Yes.
Yes, he probably does. Yeah, I have the same
Okay,
Sirius
let me
radio.
Which Michael Jackson song?
Oh.
I want to say Human Nature.
No, the other one from the Free Willy song. My son and I sing it all the time.
Oh God.
Hold me
Yeah.
like the river Jordan,
No.
Yes.
like you was
No, it's not.
important.
It's not Friday.
Not that one.
What's the
Not that one.
pretty lady with the high heels on? What's that?
Hey, that's
What's
like
that?
The way you make
Yeah.
You make me
What about the song where Michael Jackson was rapping? Y'all remember that song, Money?
I don't know that.
Money.
one.
Okay, wait, no,
never
you
heard
have
that
to
one.
say it. I probably heard it.
He was rapping. He was rapping the whole song.
Anything.
Anything.
He wanted to be he wanted to be a
He
rapper.
loved
He loved
Nori.
yeah. I heard about that. He wanted the Nori
Yeah,
beat.
yeah.
What was
He
it?
was
Super
he
Thug?
was Super Thug,
yeah.
It was
That
Super
beat's
Thug.
gangster
He
shit.
wanted the Super Thug beat.
That's
He
hilarious.
wanted. I mean,
wanted the
he even had
super
beefs and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with Prince.
Yeah, that was. Actually, I'm gonna put another one in there that
They
you
do
guys
have
are gonna think
beef.
about.
I know. I like Prince
The Wiz,
better.
The Wiz. You
I
can
hate
win,
The
you
Wiz.
can't get even, you
you
can't
know,
get out of
I
the
wanna-
game.
I
Woo!
wanna-
I love that
So
song.
where I have the I think that Prince and Michael Jackson were both great performers.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I think that their interactions with the crowd were way different. I think
agree.
that because Prince was a musician,
Yes.
he was able to draw the crowd in with how he was able to pretty much do anything at any time. You know what I'm saying? I think the essence of Michael Jackson was different than Prince because
100%.
Michael Jackson was almost like he was floating. It was like
Yeah.
there's only 2 Michaels in the world that are closest to Jesus, and that's Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson. And everybody that I've heard has been in the room with them and said it's like they're not real.
Yep.
And I've never heard that about Prince. I've never heard now people. Don't get me wrong. Prince is an all-time great performer, all time.
Right,
But I have
performer,
never heard people describe
They
an
just-
interaction with the person like they've described with Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan.
And
Yeah,
they're
they-
allowed
they
to think
just-
that. I still think Prince. is
They
better.
described the experience with both of them different. Like everybody is like Prince there was a feel to Prince.
Yeah.
There was like an aura to Prince. But with Mike, it was that's Mike.
And I think Prince's most of it was a misconception, right? It's because you see him out there with his booty chinks hanging out, and he's like 5 foot. He's like 4'11" and a half.
He was wild.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You see
He
that?
used to trick me, dog. I'll be watching Prince perform. He be sitting there with the guitar, and he just turn around like, oh no.
But that's what I'm saying, though. And so you see that, right? And you see the hair, and you see the booty cheeks out, and the high heels, and all that, and you think, oh, this dude's a punk. And he's far from it. He pulling all the chicks, you feel me, and a dunk on you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was real. You know, he was really about what he, you know.
So Michael Jordan didn't make no songs. Though. What's your top 5? You told me.
Oh no, we were just talking.
I had mentioned that I think I prefer. And I'm just thinking musically, I think I prefer Prince's sound. That's all. So they're not taking nothing from Michael. You know, I think all that.
I think that's fair.
I think Prince had a pure sound.
Yeah,
I think he had a pure sound.
And even when you think about Vanity 6, you think about all the girls he produced. For me personally, I think I prefer their songs.
I mean, if you think about it, Michael Jackson was the beginning of mumble rap. If you really listen to the songs,
Mama say, Mama sob.
So nobody would have like Tupac or anything down there. Like, come on.
Can I be real? Can we keep it a buck? I love Prince, and I heard that it's like almost like a Frankie Beverly and Maze. I heard that like when you go to the concerts, it's different.
Yeah.
Like I heard it's like that. And there's some songs that I still listen to. I still listen to Seven. There's some stuff like that, but like. I don't have Prince as a regular rotation inside of my stuff.
I do.
And the reason I don't have, the reason I don't have Pac is, and this is why I don't have Pac, is because I feel like Pac is only idolized because he died.
That was where I was about to go. I was about to go there. I'm gonna
be real.
That's a fair point.
Like it's like people, they say you never know what you have until it's gone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people are never gonna be bigger than Biggie and Pac, you know, because they're dead, right?
True.
Nobody knows what the mystique of it. It's like Nipsey Hussle. Mm-hmm. Nobody had Nipsey Hussle as like really high revered. I listened to Nipsey, but people didn't listen to him like that. I mean, Crenshaw sold Underground. He sold that by himself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't like this highly revered artist like that. But then he died, and then all of a sudden he became the next Tupac. Yeah. Because Nipsey's name's going to be ringing to the end of time, and that's just the reality of it. But his death is what immortalized him, and that's the same as Tupac. His death immortalized him. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, we liked him, we loved him, very talented man. Yeah. But if he didn't die, I wouldn't say that he would be where he's at. In people's eyes, he would still be having to fight for a spot.
Yeah, he would have hit a different trajectory because it was almost like, but he was gonna either plateau or go up a little bit more. But he had cases pending, so it was not a I'm just gonna get from this and just live.
Oh, he definitely would have stayed relevant. He would have been.
No, he would have stayed relevant. But my thing is, take away every news story, everything that you heard from him, and I'm just listening to you acoustically. I don't think it would be what people make it. I think they line, and this is what I'm saying.
Well, because he still had another Death Row album to do.
The only reason why I disagree with you with that is because
you're not top 5 if we're just listening to your music.
I think he made at the time on mainstream, he probably made the most relatable music to people at that time. Because if you go from Keep Your Head Up to Brenda Had a Baby, even the California Love and Gangsta Party.
I agree with you in the sense of this, but what did he say? People were trying to sell like who? They were trying to sell like Snoop Dogg. He wasn't selling what he was selling until after he died. Okay. So my thing was saying the songs, I agree with you. They're culturally really relevant, but I'm saying he wouldn't be considered top 5 of everything.
You gotta ask yourself this though. You gotta ask yourself this though. After what artist died, did they say we need more of him and other artists after he died?
DMX.
Yeah, no, and this thing, I agree with
DMX and Ja Rule was two of the biggest artists after Tupac died. Now, who happened to that after any other artist that died?
No, because he was at his peak.
And
DMX dies at his peak.
Influence, you can't measure and weigh influence. I'm gonna
give you a little caveat on that. If you look at DMX and Ja Rule physically,
I had the same idea like 2 weeks ago.
The imagery was a Pac imagery.
I blame DMX for
Nose
why
ring,
Ja Rule fell
bald
off.
head.
Big voice, like, you know what I'm saying?
I blame DMX.
No, 100% because he was a superstar. But my saying is like, I'm not talking about superstar.
No.
I'm talking about if I'm listening to
Acoustically,
music.
yeah, you're talking about.
I like Changes, California Love. There's a couple songs that I'm like, ain't nobody touching.
Yes,
but
but
I'm saying you're not top 5 dead or alive. I think in most people's things, if you didn't have, take the news away, take his life away, take him spitting in the cameras, take him all that stuff away. Take his superstardom away because he was a superstar. Bar for bar, if we're listening inside of my thing, he doesn't.
He rhymed Hennessy with enemies a million times.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm like, people lionize dead people.
I disagree with that.
But Dear Mama's a classic.
I disagree.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. No, Changes.
I disagree with that
Changes.
because regardless on whether he was dead or alive, he was always relevant and present to the public and the media. Whatever train was on, people were able to. And the thing is he was always able to. He did what Lil Wayne is doing right now. He was able to do. He was able to pivot and maneuver with the changes of music.
I think he would have moved out of music.
Because he
probably
would have. He probably would have been more a producer. He probably would have got more into producing or anything like that. But with his music career, I mean, you think about it. He went from Digital Underground, and when he went solo, he was still under Digital Underground. And he went from the kind of party type of music to more cerebral kind of music to Death Row. So he was kind of a chameleon of a.
He was a true artist.
He was a true, and so that's why I would say he can be dead or alive because like I said, his lyrics, people don't highly revere him just because he died. And I want to say that I do believe that his death plummeted him, but I don't think that takes away from his talent. People listen to what he actually was saying, and he was actually talking to the people of that time.
Yeah. So can I ask you one question real quick?
But I want to tell you the difference.
Do you think he's a top 5 MC or a top 5 artist? Because I think he's a top 5 artist. I don't think he's a top 5 MC.
But see, that's okay. But this is what I want to call. This is what I want. This is what this is why I want. Some people infuse those two. Some people infuse those two together, and this is why a feeling can manipulate the feelings of the people that are their audience. And one thing Tupac was always able to do was manipulate the feelings of the people that were listening to him. And so regardless of what you want to call a MC is transferable.
Yeah.
Exactly, a master of ceremony. And he was able to do that without even being in the same room as you. Because you could put on Tupac when he was alive and him not being in the same room as you, and you can go through all the emotions that he was trying to take you. He was a picture painter with the words that he did have. And so to what some people say, you could take him even if he was performing, he can do the same thing, right? He can control a room regardless of if he was there or not. And that's why I would call him one of the greatest. But I can say that he may be up for his money if he was still alive because of the trajectory that some of these artists on and how the climate of the world has changed. When you got Lil Nas X and the people like that making their pushes. But all I'm saying is because of what he stands on is what makes him popular.
Right.
Tupac probably would have been all against something like that, right? Which probably could have changed the directory of his artistry.
And that's all I'm saying is that it's like when I look at people or I look at things, I look at them for the art it is. That's why, like I was telling Amber, like there's the TV show, the HBO one that came from Game of Thrones. I don't watch things, or even like when Kendrick just came out with the Steppers, whatever in the Steppers. Like I don't listen to music right when it comes out because I'm not trying to be influenced by all the hype that's around it. Because
I just finished Game of Thrones.
I think it's disingenuous to the person who's providing the art. So when I listen to Tupac, you know why he's one of the greatest artists? Because his whole artwork, the mosaic of what he gave to the world, was his superstardom in terms of like who he was. He was very audacious. He was all these things that added to his artistry. But if we're talking about straight MC, how I can go and put words together, and you look at all these people that exist, I'm not saying that he's going to be in my top 5 MC list. Now he's a top 5 artist like Kendrick. Kendrick makes some of the most beautiful music in the world. Do I think he can rap against King Los? No. But as far as like, I think that nigga he's an artist,
Yeah.
a pure artist. Anderson .Paak is better than all these niggas. To
But
me,
King Los is trying to get a bag battle rapper right now, which talks to the artistry, because somebody like Kendrick don't even have to go that route because his artistry is way bigger than that.
That's what I'm saying. He's an artist. He's here for a bigger and a different
And
purpose.
so what do you
battle rap's the purest form of hip hop?
No,
I'm gonna just throw that out there.
No, tell you what. Tell me,
no.
regardless of what you want to say, because I'm a big fan of battle rap, so that's how I know King Los battle raps. But regardless of what you want to say, that doesn't necessarily I watched King Los battle rap. He can't control a room.
No. The MC is past all that.
But
it's not just that.
MC controls a room. A master of ceremony controls a room.
But if
you can't control a room, that falls you short of a master of ceremony.
No. There's
So
a
you
whole
pick
thing
his
to
top
that.
5 then? Because that's the y'all got your completed top 5.
No, that's all. I'm just
already
saying.
went through 5 songs.
But I'm saying that's the only thing I was.
Everybody got one more song.
I ain't got no song, y'all.
You have to have a song. Come on.
You
bro.
got one more song. Just like the
car.
The car. Just like the car.
I'm the villain all the time.
I want
my
song is a sonata.
Yo, he's like,
He's like, I already named my song. New songs I ain't even thought about.
Kendrick got 2 playlists at this point. He listed all. You can't give.
No, I don't know. I like so many of them. I said because I listen to so much different.
Just give
music
one. It's okay.
that I'm
No,
like,
That's why I got different playlists.
Yeah,
my
I got
country
all
music,
different
my
music.
Hispanic music, my R&B music.
I want
D'Angelo, how does it feel?
ooh.
That's a good one.
That's true. Ooh.
Oh, don't
Village,
try
Fall
to
in
get
love.
on my elevator.
Oh, Slum
over
Village?
here
Slum
now.
Village, fall in love.
Oh, that's not
That's
if there's an elevator
leave
song.
me alone.
If there's an elevator song, I want to be in that elevator. When that how does it feel? Come on,
That's Slum
I would
Village.
say the Far Side. What's the song with the
Far
video
Side.
where they're going backwards?
Passing Me By?
Yep. I would say
Passing Me By is actually kind of a good song. That would fit in my Eternal Sunshine bag.
Yeah.
One of those two I could probably do it.
Eternal Sunshine bag. I like that.
Yeah.
But we about to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Dilated People's.
Just to get by.
Yep.
I can see that.
That's a good song.
Just to
What?
get
Say that
by.
again?
Just to get by, Dilated Peoples.
Just to get by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I think Kanye has his hardest verse ever in that. In that song.
That was a nice verse. Yeah.
But we
Slums.
about
Park in the end. I'm gonna throw that one in there too.
What?
man.
Say it again.
Lincoln Park in the end, man.
Oh yeah.
That actually is not a bad one. That's
That's
yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
didn't give none.
They're good music.
I'd be trash. I got a headache.
Amber
I'd be the villain. I'll take it this time. It's me.
said the Isley Brothers voyage to Atlantis.
Trapped
I'm
in the
not-
closet.
you know what? Yes, that's it. That's
Trapped
the
in the
one.
closet.
That's
Ron
it.
Isley and R. Kelly.
Yeah,
Trapped in the closet.
The extended video version.
Oh no.
But thank y'all so much for tuning into Black Pew Podcast.
man.
Check us out Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Black Pew Podcast. Black Pew Crew. Oh, I just
Come on.
messed that up.
There
I
you
know.
go.
I know.
High five,
We'll see
man.
y'all next week. Peace.
All right.